Hey, it's Annie and welcome back to my channel. And today's video is going to be number 3 in our Makeup for Mature Women series. Today I'm going to share with you my tips on how to apply eyeshadow. Let's get right into the video. Before we apply our shadow, one thing that I always do is I use an eye primer. Now you have to decide if you want to do that or not. I use a eye primer for a couple reasons, and I'm going to tell you why. One reason that I use an eye primer is it just helps to hide all the discoloration and veining that I have on my eyes. It also helps to prevent my eyeshadow from creasing. It also helps the eyeshadow adhere better, so I'm using less eyeshadow. And I was also having an issue with my eyes being really dry, and I was told by my doctor that I was allergic to mica, which is in every eyeshadow. So I also use it so it creates a barrier between my eye and the eyeshadow, so I don't have that problem anymore. So the one that I use is from Trish McAvoy, and the color that I use is called Bare, B-A-R-E. You don't have to use an eye primer. You can use a concealer, you can use a foundation. I've used those in the past. They end up creasing on me. So this works for me. So you have to decide what you want to do. But I always think it's good to put some sort of an eye primer on, either an actual eye primer or to prime it using a concealer or a foundation. So I'm just going to put a little bit on. I use my finger, I use my ring finger. I apply a little bit and then I blend it out really well. You really want to make sure that you're blending it good. So I always have to have my magnified mirror because I can't see. Something else that I do before I apply my shadow is I put a finishing powder on. It just helps my eyeshadow to glide on better, and I also will apply it after I apply my eyeshadow. And I'm always cleaning my brush, so I have one of these. It's a color switch. It's nice to clean your brush in between when you are applying your shadow, especially if you're changing colors. You always want to make sure that you're cleaning your brush in between. So I'm just going to put this on really quickly here. As we age, our eyes start to droop. So whether you have hooded eyes, whatever you want to call it, your skin starts to sag. So if I start to relax my eyes like this and I'm not talking with my eyes, you can see that I have a lot of stuff there sagging. And I don't have a lot of real estate as far as my eyes when I'm not being expressive with my eyes. So what I need to do is I can't apply my shadow the way I used to. And by the way, I'm just going to use this palette today. This is my new MAC palette that I got, and I think I'm going to use these colors today. So I just recently did that. We're going to do this today. So when you are applying your shadow, if you have aging or hooded eyes, you can't apply your shadow the way you used to. And this is how I used to. I would raise my eyes and I go like this and I put my color, but then now if I do that, you are not going to see that color. So just like when we applied my cheek color in my highlighter, we need to move the eyeshadow up just a little bit so we're going to be able to see it. So first I want to go in and I am going to use this color right here. So what I do when you're applying your shadows, you want to, when you're layering, now you don't have to layer your shadows. You can use one shadow. You can go in and do one shadow look. And you know what, I'm going to do a video. I've already done one video. If I remember, I will link it above, and I used a cream shadow, but I am going to do one using a powdered shadow that will be coming up in a video. But today I'm going to layer it. Like I said, you don't have to use this many shadows, but you can. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start with this color right here. And I'm going to relax my eye and I'm going to put it right up here. So again, if I were to go like this and put it down there, you would never see the color. But you can see the color. So I'm not going all the way up to my brow, but I am going higher because I want to be able to see that color. And this is what they would call the transition color. And what a transition color will do, it's the color, the first color that you put on, it's a lighter color, And what it will do is each color you put on there, it just helps to blend it so you don't get that really harsh line. So again, I'm going to go in with this color here. And I'm doing the same thing on this eye. And I go back and forth like that. Sometimes I'll even go like this and kind of do like little circles. But I always hold my brush back like this. If you hold your brush this close, especially using an eye brush, you're going to get a really heavy look and you're not going to have as much control when you do it that way. You hold your brush back like this, you get a really pretty soft look and you just have more control with your brush. So now I'm going to go in and I'm going to use this shade right here. And I'm going to go right on top of that color I just did. Now one thing with eyeshadow too, less is best. You can always add more, but you don't want to just go in there and put it on, go in there, and you want to blend, blend, blend. Blend and then blend more. You want it to look airbrushed on your face, on your eyes. You don't want it to look like you have a line of exactly where you put your shadow. It just looks really, really pretty when you blend it out. Now I'm going to go in and I am going to use, I'm going to use a different brush by the way too. Let me just make sure. I'm going to add a little bit more of that color actually. Just want to do a little bit more. See what I say? Like, because you can always go back and add more color, but if you put too much on, then you can't get it off. Although there is a trick that I will tell you. If you get carried away and it's a little too dark, what you can do is take that finishing powder and just lightly put it on there and it'll just soften a little bit if you get crazy, but it's better to do less. Now I'm going to go in and I'm going to take this color right here. And I'm going to go right, see where my lash line starts? I'm going to kind of make a line here, okay? And then I'm going to bring it up slightly. And then I'm going to bring it down. And then I'm going to bring it up and down. And then I'm going to work it in a little bit here. See what that does? It just kind of lifts my eye up a little bit more here as opposed to that side. Now I don't want to bring this color in very much. Do you see where I keep it? I keep it right really at the end here. I worked it in slightly, but I'm not bringing it into any of that part of my eye. And I'm just blending it. I'm going to go back and I'm going to take my other blending brush. I just want to wipe it off a little bit. And now I'm going to blend with it. Really take the time to blend. It may seem like I'm doing this really fast, but a lot of times I edit this out because I really take the time to blend. And it's good to have two mirrors. It's good to have a mirror distance in front of you, and then it's good to have a hand mirror so you can look closely and make sure that it looks good. So I'm going to go in and do the same thing with the other eye. I'm going to take that color right here and put it right here. This eye, as I do it, I definitely stretch it here because this is a lot more hooded than the other eye. Or saggy, whatever you want to call it. And now I'm going to blend. And always look at it. If you feel like you need to do a little bit more, then you do a little bit more. I'm going to do a little bit. Do a little bit more right here. So again, when you're doing your eyeshadow, you want to do like a medium color here, a dark color here, and then a lighter color here. And this I feel like I feel like when I apply my shadow like this, it's almost like I'm contouring my eyes. Now for this part of my eye, I always like to wear a shimmer. I don't wear glitters or anything, but I do like to wear a shimmer because I just feel like it brings my eye to life, and I think it's really flattering on a mature woman. So I'm going to go in and take this brush here, and I'm going to go in with this color here. And you always want to tap it. And then apply it right there. It just brightens up the eye. I'm going to actually take a little bit of this, and I feel like I need a little bit more. That'll brighten it up a little bit more. I just need a little brighter. Okay, time for the big guns. I'm going to take my MAC Fix Plus on my brush. That's a little sample that I have. I still need to get a bottle of that. What that will do, by the way, spraying that on there, because of the glycerin in it, it just will intensify the color. So you'll see. See how it intensified that color? That's what I was looking for. I wanted to intensify it. It almost gives it more of a foiled look. But to see how that just brightens up my eye. I'm going to do the same on this eye. That same color. And I just want it on my lid. Wow, that really intensified it. I want to use a little bit of shadow on my lower lash line. And the reason I want to do this is it's going to frame out my eyes. It's going to make my lower lashes look a little bit thicker. And using a shadow is just a much softer look for a mature woman, in my opinion. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to take that color right there. I'm going to get it on a smudger brush. And I'm going to go right on my lower lash line. And I'm holding my brush back again too because I don't want a really heavy hand here. Okay, I'm going to go back and we're going to smudge that out. I just want to get to the other eye. There we go. Now one thing that you don't want to do, you have to be careful doing, is you don't want to drag this color down because it's going to make your eye sag. And especially if you have under eye bags, it's going to make you look like you've aged yourself, and you don't want to do that. So take this and keep it on the lash line and just blend it in, and you can wipe your brush off if it feels like it's a little too much. But just blend it. So it opens up my eye, but it doesn't drag it down. And do the same on this side. Just wiping my brush off. To make my lashes look thicker, I haven't used this eyeliner, by the way. This is a new one. This is the Milk makeup liner. Hopefully I'm gonna like it. But what I like to do is I like to line the upper part of my eyes because it will make my lashes look thicker. So without even putting mascara on, it will make my lashes look thicker. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that on this. I have to get my magnifying because, girl, I can't see. Hopefully you can see me do this, but I'm going to put this right on the upper waterline. Can you see how that just intensified my eye and makes my lashes look thicker? I am going to save the brows for another video, otherwise it's going to be a really long video, but really quickly, a couple things about your lashes. Curling your lashes I think is really important because we want our eyes to look awake and lifted. So curling lashes I think is even more important as we age, in my opinion. So I like to use a nice eyelash curler. This one is from Kevin Aquan. Really love it, but you have to find one that's going to work for your eye shape. This might not work for your eye shape, but this one does work for me. So what you want to do is put it on your eye. I know it looks like I'm torturing myself. And you squeeze it. You're just, when you put it on your eye, it's going to fit your eye and it's not pinching my eye at all. I don't even feel anything. I'm just curling my lashes. So I just hold it there and then I take it off and I take a look. One thing I'm going to tell you, because I did this as a child, is don't ever multitask while you're curling your lashes. I was multitasking, curling my lashes, walking over, I tripped and I pulled out my lashes. So don't do it. Don't do it. I haven't done it since then, but if you have really wimpy lashes like I do, you might want to use an eye primer, a lash primer before you put your lashes on. So this one is from Lash Paradise. I am going to let that dry. I am going to go ahead and do my lower lashes. Now I know some people don't do their lower lashes. I feel like it just finishes off my eyes when I do it. So it's personal preference. You don't have to, but I do like to. But just go ahead and, just like you're going to see me do on my upper lashes, I like to take it and kind of wiggle it really back and forth. And I stretch my face a little bit, because it kind of pulls my lashes down a little bit. I am using the Dior Iconic Over Curl Waterproof Mascara, so hopefully I like it. So I'm just going to, so this is what I do, is I just take my wand. I always tilt my head back too, and I wiggle it back and forth. And it takes me a while to do my mascara, so I probably am not going to do this whole thing. I'm just going to finish it off camera. But I just want to give you an idea of what I do. So I kind of do one eye, and then I wiggle it. I don't let my mascara dry. I just will go back to the other one and do it again. So I am going to keep working on my mascara and I'll be right back. That is it. Thank you so much for joining me. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I really hope that it was helpful and informative. If it was, please make sure you give it a thumbs up and share my video. Thank you so much for joining me. Make sure before you leave, if you're not already, subscribe to my channel. Please make sure you click that button below, hit the subscribe button. I share new videos every single week. Also click that notification bell too, because anytime I share a new video, you will be notified. I will leave any details of any products that I shared, I will leave in the description box below. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. And that is it. I will see you all in my next video. Bye.